Now you should understand the way things really work. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about the Fourth Reich. The European Union threatening to ban Twitter over moderation concerns. Now, obviously, this is a result of Elon Musk taking over and trying to be a champion for free speech. Maybe the EU does not like Donald Trump. Maybe the EU does not like Elon being there because some things may get out that they don't want to get out. Okay, talking about the bug and where it came from and the restrictions and the mask and the vax. Oh, you're doing a little bit too much, sir. So we may ban Twitter in the European Union. Now, have they banned TikTok? TikTok is a true national security threat. It doesn't matter what country you are. And as a matter of fact, we all know that TikTok is a Chinese creation, is owned by the Chinese Communist Party, because any big company in China will have the CCP in it. Okay, put it to you like this. Let's say Twitter was a Chinese company, right? You got Elon Musk right there. It'd be a CCP official right next to him, sitting right in the office. Like, yeah, we own Twitter, not just you, we own Twitter. That's pretty much how it is in China. So TikTok is a product of the Chinese Communist Party. The data that you give to TikTok, your keystrokes and your videos and facial recognition, all that kind of good stuff, it's on a server right now in Beijing, and they're examining that to really learn a lot about you. It's a very advanced surveillance program. I don't want to get too deep into the woods on that, so I digress. The whole point is that TikTok is an actual security threat, and if you're going to ban anything, it should probably be TikTok. But I'm not sure that the European Union is going to ban TikTok, but they're going to ban Twitter, or at least they're threatening to ban Twitter. Now, there was also, before I get to the article, which I do have, and I'll link to in the box, there was also some threats from Apple that they're going to pull Twitter from the App Store. Why? What is the big deal? Now, before I get into it, matter of fact, there's no video. I don't need my headphones. Let's just go ahead and just read some of this article right here so we get a little bit more context and so we can see what's going on. Why would the European Union want to ban Twitter? Is this because Elon Musk is there? Do they not want some things to get out that they've been trying to suppress? Because we know nations all over the world suppress certain pieces of information. Okay, they say the West is so free and open, but it's becoming less and less free and less open as time progresses. But you see the headline here: breaking, EU warns Musk, Europe may ban Twitter over quote unquote content moderation concerns. And the subhead says Musk was told that he must abide by those rules or he would be infringing on the EU's Digital Services Act. Okay, so they got laws and rules and restrictions simply against, or that they want to enforce against an Elon Musk because he's not playing ball. He's not doing what they tell him to do. He's not blocking what they tell him to block. And before I continue, this is a big part of the reason why guys like Trump were banned from the platform, not just Trump, many others. It's not just because Twitter employees don't like Trump. Of course, that's part of it. Because I remember one time a Twitter employee, this is back when Trump was still on the platform, a Twitter employee got fired or quit or resigned or whatever the case may be. And on that person's last day, they quote unquote temporarily banned Trump from the platform. So a lot of employees at Twitter may not like Trump. They may not like certain conservative figures, but that's not quite enough to go to the level of banning somebody outright. There's a lot of pressure from external places. You have the advertisers. Okay, if half of your advertisers leave the platform, that's a big part of your money that's going away. And your whole purpose is to make money. So if you don't have any ads, you don't have any money. That's the first thing to do. Second thing is you have legislation from the United States, from abroad. That's one. And then you have certain countries that might just ban you outright. It's like, look, you're not abiding by the laws. You may be held liable. And you are just not a good platform. We'll ban you altogether. We've been trying to ban TikTok in the US for a little bit, but that's not successful. They may wind up banning Twitter in certain kind of ways faster than TikTok because TikTok promotes a bunch of stuff that's not necessarily true, a bunch of garbage, and it just kind of slows your mind down. What they say is like digital fentanyl. It can be like that if you use it like that, of course. But Twitter is going to be a place with a lot of truth on it that they don't want to get out. There are certain things that they would just rather have unspoken. But anyway, let's continue with the article. The European Union has warned Twitter owner Elon Musk that his tech platform could face a ban in Europe unless the site abides by its rules on content moderation. EU Commissioner Thierry Breton made the threat to Musk on Wednesday during a video meeting wherein she said, okay, there you go, that Musk must adhere to a checklist of rules. This includes ditching a quote-unquote arbitrary approach to reinstating banned users and quote-unquote aggressively fighting off so-called disinformation, reports the Financial Times. Now, here's a question. Two questions, of course. Now, why can't Twitter, a private company, just reinstate whoever they like? I mean, as long as you're not breaking any kind of laws, why can't I reinstate a Donald Trump, for example? So when they're talking about arbitrary approach to reinstating banned users, they're probably talking about Trump. They probably don't care about cat emoji lover 123456. They're not really worried about that person with 5 followers. They're worried about the big dogs like Donald Trump. They're worried about some people that are going to push real information and not their version of quote unquote real information. And then my next question, what exactly is quote unquote disinformation? Are we talking about the bug? We talking about the vax? Things like that? Okay, so when Anthony Fauci gets on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, InstaSnap, TikTok, whatever, and says, hey, if you get the vax, it'll protect you. You won't catch the bug. Same thing with Joe Biden. When he says something like that, and then that's proven to be false. Not only false, but it was never even thought of as being true because it never even tested for that. Okay, it was just an outright lie from the beginning to get you to get the vax. When they do stuff like that, that's not misinformation. But then when I say, hey, that was a lie, they didn't tell the truth, I'm pushing misinformation, talking about gaslighting. I mean, good grief. Let's keep on going here. Musk was told that he must abide by those rules or he would be infringing on the EU Digital Services Act, DSA, which sets standards on how big tech sites moderate their content. How can a nation state or any kind of just governmental body or whatever they want to call themselves at the EU, I call them the Fourth Reich, but it is what it is. Whatever they want to call themselves, how can they dictate what a private company does? It's not even based in the European Union at all. Like, I don't understand. I know there's certain rules, but how can you just be on their board? This is like what the Chinese Communist Party does. Breton said that Twitter could face a Europe-wide ban or fines if the criteria are not met. Musk said that the DSA was, quote, very sensible and said that he believed the legislation was legitimate. The measures appeared to be in direct response to Musk's stance as a free speech absolutist. The EU is demanding that Musk must provide clear criteria on which users are at risk of being banned. So if Musk says it's fine and it's not really a big deal, then why are they threatening him with a ban? Because if he's saying it's cool, he must already be abiding by it, I would presume. Maybe they want him to go even harder because they have certain things that they want to accomplish that may not necessarily be laid out in the DSA. They want him to overcompensate so they're able to feel better at night, I suppose. I don't know. But anyway, the EU is also demanding that Twitter commit to an audit by the summer of next year. That's crazy. Musk has reinstated several high-profile accounts, including former President Donald Trump, who was banned after the events on January 6, 2021, as well as Kanye West, who was suspended for violating Twitter's rules on hate speech. Musk said after buying the site that a quote-unquote independent moderation council would be made before any banned accounts were reinstated. Last week, however, Musk said a large coalition of political social activist groups agreed not to try and kill Twitter by starving us of advertising revenue. If I agreed to this condition, they broke the deal. Oh, okay, cool. So now it makes more sense. You see certain things that happen, you like, well, why are they doing that? Why did they ban this person? Why did Elon Musk come out with this council to follow through with reinstating people like a truth, safety, moderation? Why did he do that? Well, it was a deal. The big advertisers, they said, look, all right, we'll keep advertising with you, but you got to come up with this council just to make everything fair and equitable, all this and that. So he did that, and they reneged on the deal. They backed out on the deal. So it was like, well, forget it. I'm going to back out too. I'm going to just reinstate whoever I want. I put a poll out on Twitter to say, hey, do you want Trump back? And if the majority say yes, I'll bring him back. So that's very interesting right there. You see, a lot of these things just kind of happen, and you don't know exactly why they happen. Shout out to the post-millennial for this article. This will, of course, be in the description. But that's very interesting. I don't think that Elon Musk is doing anything wrong as far as content moderation. I mean, if he's doing something wrong, then so is any other social media website. Again, TikTok has got to be the worst of the worst. You can find some wild stuff on Twitter, but you can do the same thing on TikTok. and Facebook and Insta Snaps and all kind of places like that. You can find a lot of different things on a lot of different places. And I'm sure that they don't ban a lot of these nasty websites. It's so weird with politics. You know, they don't really have any kind of standards they hold themselves to. It's all about just trying to accomplish a certain goal. It's trying to accomplish a particular thing to get to from point A to point B. They don't really care about the ethics of getting there. As long as they're up at their destination, it's all good. It's all they really care about. But as I close, I want to say this. Shout out to Elon Musk for doing what had to be done as it relates to Twitter, to put some fairness back into it and to get it right back on the right track. But to defend the previous administration of Twitter, I kind of understand why they would ban a guy like Trump and they would ban other accounts, because they don't want the heat from the federales here in the USA, from the European Union, from other nations in the world. They don't want to lose advertiser revenue. They're trying to please the consumer or the product, the people that use Twitter. They're trying to please government in different parts of the world. They're trying to please the advertisers. They're trying to do this big juggling act. And also you got the employees that work there who are super woke and think they want to save the world by calling Trump a Nazi. You got all the different parts to kind of balance and move around and make it make sense financially for your company. There's a lot that is going on. And we're starting to see where all the pressure is exactly coming from. And it's not just from the woke blue hair weirdos on the ground you may see every day over at twitter.com. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? How do you feel about what's going on here with the European Union basically threatening Elon Musk with a ban of Twitter if he doesn't play ball? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys should pretty much know where I'm at. I think this was to be expected, that he would get pressure from all over the place, not just from, again, the people that work there, the blue hair, identifiable, non-gender, non-conforming people, not just them, but from the advertisers, big Fortune 500 companies, from leaders of foreign nations, European Union, US, Canada, Mexico, etc. You got a lot of different moving parts going on, and there needs to be a way for Elon to find a balance so you do not have the fall of a great place like Twitter. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.